Hi there, Junior Lancer readers. Mrs. Sental here with another First Chapter Friday. And today I'm going to share the book Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. And I love this author. She writes so beautifully. And this book is just covered in awards. She has the Coretta Scott King Award, the Newbery Honor Book Award, the National Book Award. It is a fantastic, fantastic book. On the back, it says that Jacqueline Woodson is one of today's most highly acclaimed writers, that she shares unforgettable stories of her childhood in mesmerizing and inspiring verse. So, this is a book in verse, which means it's written in poetic format. On the back, it also says Miss Woodson writes with a sure understanding of the thoughts of young people, offering a poetic, eloquent narrative that is not simply a story, but a mature exploration of grown up issues and self discovery. Inside the front flap, it says, one of today's finest writers tells the moving story of her childhood. In vivid, free verse, award winning author Jacqueline Woodson shares what it was like to grow up in the 1960s and 1970s in both the North and the South. Raised in South Carolina and later in Brooklyn, New York, Woodson often felt halfway home in each place and describes the reality of living with the remnants of Jim Crow and her growing awareness of the civil rights movement. In the South, kids teased her and her siblings about their northern way of talking. And in Brooklyn, being a Jehovah's Witness meant following rules their friends didn't understand. But through all their journeying, there was always one constant, a deep family love and pride that made each Woodson stand up a little taller and shine a little brighter. Woodson's eloquent poetry also describes the joy of finding her voice through writing, something she always loved to do, despite the fact that she struggled in school. Readers will delight in witnessing her growing love of stories and her funny, touching experiments in storytelling as she exhibits the first sparks of the writer she was to become. Poignant and powerful, each poem in Brown Girl Dreaming is both accessible and emotionally charged. Each line a glimpse into a child's soul as she searches for her place in the world. Brown Girl Dreaming, Jacqueline Woodson. And she has a poem up front I'll read to you. It's by Langston Hughes. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Part 1, I Am Born. February 12th, 1963. I am born on a Tuesday at University Hospital, Columbus, Ohio, USA, a country caught between black and white. I am born not long from the time or far from the place where my great great grandparents worked the deep rich land, unfree, dawn till dusk, unpaid, drank cool water from scooped out gourds, looked up and followed the sky's mirrored constellation to freedom. I am born as the South explodes. Too many people, too many years enslaved, then emancipated but not free. The people who look like me keep fighting and marching and getting killed. So that day, February 12th, 1963, and every day from this moment on, brown children like me can grow up free, can grow up learning and voting and walking and riding wherever we want. I am born in Ohio, but the stories of South Carolina already run like rivers through my veins. Second daughter's second day on earth. My birth certificate says female Negro, mother Mary Ann Irby, 22, Negro. Father, Jack Austin Woodson, 25, Negro. In Birmingham, Alabama, Martin Luther King Jr. is planning a march on Washington where John F. Kennedy is president. In Harlem, Malcolm X is standing on a soapbox talking about a revolution. Outside the window of University Hospital, snow is slowly falling. So much already covers this vast Ohio ground. In Montgomery, only 7 years have passed since Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a city bus. I am brown-skinned, black-haired, and wide-eyed. I am born Negro here and colored there and somewhere else. The freedom singers have linked arms, their protests rising into song. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And somewhere else, James Baldwin is writing about injustice, each novel, each essay changing the world. I do not yet know who I'll be, what I'll say, how I'll say it. Not even 3 years have passed since a brown girl named Ruby Bridges walked into an all-white school. Armed guards surrounded her while hundreds of white people spat and called her names. She was 6 years old. I do not know if I'll be strong like Ruby. I do not know what the world will look like when I am finally able to walk, speak, write. Another Buckeye, the nurse says to my mother. Already, I am being named for this place. Ohio, the Buckeye State. My fingers curl into fists automatically. This is the way, my mother said, of every baby's hand. I do not know if these hands will become Malcolm's, raised and fisted, or Martin's, open and asking, or James's, curled around a pen. I do not know if these hands will be Rosa's, or Ruby's, gently gloved and fiercely folded calmly in a lap, on a desk, around a book, ready to change the world. So if that's something that you're interested in continuing to read, I actually have 3 options for you. We have the physical copy here at Mount Pleasant Middle School Media Center, so you can fill out the request form and put the book on hold in Destiny Discover. But we also have the ebook and the digital audiobook so that you can read it on your Chromebook or you can listen to the whole story. So whatever your reading pleasure, we have an option for you. Happy reading.